Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Why would I want my dogs to get out and have someone kill them? Who would ever say, please pick me to be that person? I want to be irresponsible? No.
A West Fargo woman says she plans to file a civil lawsuit against a man who killed both her dogs when they ran onto his farmland. We first learned of this incident through our Whistleblower Hotline. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero spoke with the farmer who says he was simply protecting his livestock.
Well, and I mean,
Stephanie Kringley says her 2 Siberian Huskies were like family.
This is Link the first time he got shocked from the underground fence.
She had one for 2 years and the other for only 8 months.
This is typically what you would see of Maya, is rolling over and wanting tummy rubs.
What has her so upset is that they're no longer alive.
I tried to keep them in my yard, and unfortunately they got out and they got into his yard and into his property.
Kringley says her dogs ran away Monday night despite having shot collars on them and an underground fence around her home. They've escaped before in the last few weeks as she's been training them to stay in her yard.
I took very good care of my dogs, and they listened. Unfortunately, this one time it happened.
She tried activating their shock collars multiple times and had notified police, only to find out the next day they had been shot.
They did do something wrong, but in the manner that it was handled is so extreme to me that I can't fathom it.
The 2 dogs made it to this rural road, Cass County 8, 40th Avenue West, walked 2 miles down where they ended up on a farm and were then killed by the property owner. A report with the Cass County Sheriff's Office states the dogs attacked the farmer's horse and chickens. We spoke to the farmer who says he shot them with a .22 caliber rifle because they were threatening his livestock. He also says he has 2 young kids on his property and didn't know what the dogs were capable of. In West Fargo, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
The Cass County Sheriff's Office is not pursuing charges against the farmer for shooting the dogs. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our Whistleblower Hotline, 701-237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Another layer of protection is coming to the Ralph Engelstad Arena along with other venues on UND's campus. Officials at the Ralph announced today metal detectors will be used at all entry doors at the arena, along with the Betty Engelstad Sioux Center for the upcoming season. The move is part of the venue's efforts to improve fan safety. Singer R. Kelly was a no-show for an initial court appearance in a Minnesota case in which he's accused of offering a 17-year-old girl $200 to take off her clothes and dance in 2001. Kelly, who is jailed in Chicago on sexual abuse and other counts, was charged in Minnesota in August with soliciting the girl after meeting her before a concert in Minneapolis. A prosecutor told the judge during today's brief hearing federal authorities in Illinois were not willing to give us access to him until his case there is resolved. The judge then issued a bench warrant as a formality. Residents in 3 mobile home parks throughout Fargo and West Fargo may soon have to say goodbye to their dogs or find a new place to live. New ownership took over the Brookwood, Countryside, and Riviera Heights communities. And with those new owners comes a new lease. One policy in that lease says residents will no longer be able to have dogs considered dangerous breeds. That includes pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, and Huskies, to name a few. Many residents reached out to our Whistleblower Hotline, upset and wondering what to do next.
They're part of the family, you know, and most people consider their pets part of the family. You just don't discard part of your family.
The new owners of the parks say their hands are tied, pointing the finger at insurance companies and governmental agencies that have named these breeds as dangerous, adding insurance providers refuse to insure any community if there are, quote, vicious breeds in the park. The vaping epidemic continues to plague the U.S., with more and more cases of vaping-related illnesses and deaths being reported every day. Essentia Health in Fargo is putting its foot down, taking a stand against the issue here in the FM area. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey explains how the hospital is making an impact and trying to help area schools.
Just this month, North Dakota reported its first vaping-related death. And as of Tuesday, that makes 6 total in the country. It's stats like these that are pushing experts with Essentia Health to find a solution.
We've seen a huge need for needing to get information out to all of our youth quick. I mean, as fast as we can. We've seen a huge rise in the amount of students that are vaping.
Essentia is partnering up with local school districts like West Fargo and Moorhead to spread the word. They say educating people is the most important step.
The goal of this kit is to provide as much education as we can, and just to see a positive change in our community. We want everyone to be educated and everyone to work together to make this community as healthy as we can.
Essentia's campaign has a series of videos, quizzes, and discussions for kids to learn more about the hazards of vaping. It's become such a massive safety concern that on Wednesday, President Donald Trump even proposed a ban on flavored e-cigarettes.
The kids don't want the menthol, they want the Sour Patch Kids, they want the mango flavor. So that is a huge step in the right direction.
But not everyone is jumping on the bandwagon. One local business employee says this kind of a ban could be detrimental.
Not even on just our business, but on everybody. It's going to have a huge impact on the industry as a whole.
Cody Selesky tells us he believes the issue doesn't stem from vaping, but rather the tainted cartridges people are using. But health experts are saying not so fast.
And don't vape, don't start. I mean, there's nothing good's going to come out of it.
Officials with Essentia are trying to stop the epidemic in its tracks before more people's lives are taken from vaping. In Fargo, Courtney Locke, Valley News Live.
Essentia Health is meeting with the Fargo School District tomorrow to talk about incorporating their program. We've got links and more information about the Don't Blow It campaign on our website, valleynewslive.com. The obesity rate for Minnesota residents has topped 30% for the first time, according to new national numbers. Minnesotans were obese at a rate of 30.1% last year, as compared to the national obesity rate of 30.9%. Nationally, the report says the obesity rate has reached historic levels as recently as 2012. No state had an adult obesity rate over 35%. The rain didn't stop hundreds of people from coming out tonight for a walk devoted to raising awareness on heart disease. And for one of the people there, it was a very special night because she lives it. Willow is a 6-year-old who was born with a very serious heart defect. Essentially, she was born with half a heart. Her mother tells us she had 3 open heart surgeries within the first 3 years of her life. But it's nights like this that make the battle worth fighting for.
You need all of it in order to overcome a big hurdle like this, so it means the world to us. And then to have support to continue to fight for other people is just, it's what it's meant to be.
We're told Willow is doing very well, and just looking at her, you would never be able to tell she was born with a heart disease. A sweet treat this evening for families at Clara Barton Hawthorne Elementary in Fargo. The Parent-Teacher Association organized the always popular ice cream social ahead of their first PTA meeting of the school year. The rain forced the event indoors, but that didn't stop this cool tradition. An ice cream sandwich, something to drink, and a chance to buy Husky gear ahead of Spirit Week, which is the last week of September. Organizers say events like this are a fun way to get children back in the swing of school.
We really just wanted to offer a free event for our families to come in and enjoy some ice cream and really get the scoop about PTA.
And we can't forget the school mascot, keeping everybody happy, posing for pictures. The Como Zoo in St. Paul is welcoming a new addition, a baby giraffe. The male baby giraffe was born September 10th, weighing in at 160 pounds and standing at 6 feet 4 inches tall. The unnamed baby is the 8th calf born to mom Clover and becomes the 23rd giraffe born at Como Zoo in the past 25 years. The baby is currently bonding with mom behind the scenes, but could make his public debut sometime next week. According to the zoo, giraffes generally double in height by the time they reach adulthood and can get up to 18 feet tall. Cleanup efforts are underway at a Minnesota cemetery hit by a tornado. Woodlawn Cemetery in Winona shows the damage done on Wednesday morning. Multiple trees were ripped from their roots and could be seen toppled around the cemetery. The National Weather Service says an EF1 tornado destroyed the grounds for only a minute, leaving no time to sound the sirens. But it lasted long enough to destroy the largest cemetery in the city.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
What a day. A soggy storm working its way across the valley. As we take a close look at the latest couple of hours of radar data, you can see this center of the swirl approaching Not far from you in Grand Forks, on the east side of that swirl or low pressure center, we have east or southeasterly winds and a fairly dry air punching into much of central Minnesota right now. And it's wrapping up back and around north winds on the backside, and showers persist in the Devil's Lake Basin. Here's a look at where things remain moderate to heavy. Towner County, south through the Benson-Ramsey County area, and all the way down into northern parts of Stutzman County right now. The rest of us are seeing hit and miss showers, periods of fog and drizzle out there, and we have had passing showers here in the FM area, as well as much of Lakes Country throughout the evening. Strong storms blasting their way toward the Great Lakes, and well, the cool front associated with this system extends all the way down into the southern plains. How much rain? Well, Fargo has 4,500ths in the rain gauge. Moorhead's report as of this evening, 66 100ths. So generally in and around our area, a little over 1/2 of an inch. Now, when we get up into the Devil's Lake Basin, Maddock just south of you, over an inch estimated by radar, and around 1/2 of an inch in Devil's Lake itself. Another area that saw a lot of rain was down near the South Dakota border. So if you were in Traverse County, Wilkin County, and the Wheaton area just south of you, radar's estimating over 1 inch of rain there, and southern and western parts of Ottertail County getting close to an inch. At Fargo, it's been a soggy summer and year, 22.88 inches for the year, way above average as we approach 6 inches above average here in Fargo. But Grand Forks, the rain, well, just helping us get closer to average for this time of the year. All right, here's a look at your current conditions. We see the low clouds out there. We have had some passing showers, but right now, quiet time. Cloudy and 54 degrees, wind 17 miles per hour out of the north, and it's blowing cool air our way. Look at those 40s for Cavalier and for the Devil's Lake area. 57 right now in Detroit Lakes with 49 in Badette. Here is a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Shower chances continue as we go through the overnight hours, particularly along and north of Interstate 94, as we begin our day with a pretty fair chance of some soggy conditions and temperatures near 50 degrees. It's going to be a windy one tomorrow, but notice this. The clouds begin to break up in the midday hours out in the central part of the Dakotas, and by the afternoon when you're getting off of work or heading to the football game, expect winds that will be pretty brisk, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Some sunshine west, still working on clearing the clouds out of here. That'll probably happen as we get in towards the setting of our sun. How much additional rain? Generally around 1/10 of an inch or so, where you see the light blue shades, where you see the brighter blue colors, maybe up to about 1/4 of an inch. Temperatures tomorrow to start, 50 degrees in Fargo, winds gusting to around 30 miles per hour at times, and a temperature that only peaks in the low 60s, but improving conditions late in the day. We'll have a lot of near 60-degree readings in North Dakota and some 50s in central Minnesota, where the clouds hang on a little longer. Randy capturing this majestic shot from beautiful Medora, North Dakota. Here's your planning forecast, and it looks absolutely gorgeous this weekend with temperatures warming to near 80, and we will be in the 80s early next week.
It does look good. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, more information is coming out about the fire that left 34 people dead on a California dive boat. What may have caused it is next.